Hello traders, it is Sunday, May 17th. Let's find some trades. Let's start with the market as always. We've got the S&P 500 right here. You can see the major moving averages coming in at 300 for the 200-day moving average. 100-day moving average is crossed below it. It's coming into play at 297.74. We also have this high right here that was established around SPY 295. Then last week we tested that level, made a lower high double top with a long bearish engulfing candle right here, this red candle. We had a little bit of follow through selling on Wednesday. Looks like things might be setting up for a little bit of a sell off here. Not so fast. Thursday we opened lower, spent the rest of the day rallying. We finished with a bullish hammer. And then Friday we actually had very nice action, closed higher on the day. So let's click GTC. Let's drop some alert lines. I'm going to click on that high there. Click on that high there. I'm going to do the same on the downside. Going to click there, going to click there. Now you can see a defined trading range. We are likely to stay within this trading range for a while. We need clarity. We need to see how businesses are going to reopen, and workers need to see if they've got job security that's going to last beyond the PPP stimulus. All of that needs to play out. I don't think it's going to play out for the next 4 or 5 weeks. It's going to be a wait and see mode. Until then, asset managers are going to err on the side of being long the market. They want to be in the market because they know if they invest in fixed income, those yields are not keeping pace with inflation. So on a real basis, they're losing money by staying in fixed income. So they're forced out on the risk curve. They're forced to own some equities, and they would rather err on being in the market and having the market come in than to miss the next big move higher. They also know that they've got a safety net in the Fed. You've also got Democrats passing a $3 trillion stimulus plan in the House. I don't think it's going to get through the Senate. Republicans want to wait to see if the $6 trillion that's already out there takes root. So that's not likely to happen, but if we start to see some signs of deterioration in the next 4, 5, 6 weeks, you better bet that they're going to step up to the plate and get some type of deal signed in Congress. So that makes me want to lean on the side of being bullish, but I am neutral in here because I think the market can chop around back and forth. And so that's what we're going to be looking for. We're going to be looking for some out of the money bullish put spreads that we can sell. So I'll be getting to that in just a second. First, I want to go to my website, www.oneoption.com. You'll see we provide research, technology, and education. We offer a free trial. If you click the free trial button, you'll see that Option Stalker, it's a full-featured trading platform that I'm going to be using right now to find these trades. It is fully integrated with Interactive Brokers, Ameritrade, and Tradier Brokerage. And let's say that you don't have an account with one of these three firms. You can click on that little link that I showed you right there. If you just wanted to sign up for the chat room and you're a day trader, you can do that. You don't have to move brokerage accounts. You don't need anything more. You just sign up for it and join the chat room on a daily basis. If you're a swing trader, again, let's say you do your analysis at the end of the day, you don't need to move your brokerage account. You don't need to have a special brokerage account. We've got an end of day version for Option Stalker. But let's say that you're really interested in taking the full featured trial. This is a great deal, and this is our preferred brokerage solution. I'm going to give Tradier a plug because I've negotiated a special rate with them. $10 per month flat fee commissions for unlimited stock and option trades. Now, the reason that they're preferred is because of this favorable commission rate, but also, I've got to tell you, a lot of us use Tradier. Really happy with them. Their data is fantastic, and that's super important to us. Commission rates, we can trade without any regard for how many shares we're doing or how many contracts we're doing. We know that the most that we're going to pay is $10 per month flat. I have never had a problem getting a hold of their support desk, so that's another huge plus for Tradier. And the other thing that I want to mention is that if you open an account just to try Tradier out for the data to see how Option Stalker works, they will turn on the data right away when you open the account Typically, my experience has been that they open an account in 24 hours. They're going to turn the data on instantly and they'll keep it on for 30 days. So you'll be able to get through the trial period. You don't even have to fund the account. But that 30 days will give you plenty of time to fund it. So, enough about how you can get Option Stalker fully integrated with Trader Brokerage. Great deal. Let's go find some trades and I'll show you why you might want to consider taking the free trial and getting Option Stalker. So we've got our backdrop for the market right now. We have these alert lines set on a good till cancel basis. We're likely to see the market stay in this range right now. We've got a holiday coming up. Memorial Day is Monday, a week from Monday, and that typically will take out Friday because traders are watching the clock. If the volume's not there, they'll leave early. Tuesday, when we return from the holiday, I call that a holiday hangover. There's usually not a lot going on. So that will take a total of 3 days out of the market. That sets up really well for premium sellers. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. I want to see if I can find some bullish put spreads to sell. So let's go in, let's run some searches, and I'm going to go right into custom search. So I'm going to click custom search, pop up the window. Option liquidity. We've got an option liquidity rating, and it ranges from -10 to +15. I want to see at least an option liquidity rating. Let's go with maybe a 1 would certainly be good enough. Anything above 0 should be fine for trading purposes. I'd like to see a stock that was above the prior day high on Friday, so I want to see some decent relative strength. I also love heavy volume, so we're going to click on a 4-hour heavy volume. So toward the back half of the day on Friday, we're going to be looking for stocks that had heavy volume. And then also, let's see, I'd like to have some momentum, and ADX is a great way to do that. If I clicked a 5-minute, that would be strong in the last couple of hours of trading. 15-minute would give me strength most of the day on Friday. Let's go to a 30-minute ADX. So this means that it's had strong momentum probably for the last 2 days or so. So, excuse me, I clicked the wrong box here. I want to go down to ADX right here. And so we've got pretty easy search. We've got heavy volume in the last half of the day Friday. We've got nice momentum on the stock. It was above the prior day's high, so that's good. And we've got decent option liquidity. So I'm going to click scan. Not a huge list for us to knock through. So I'm going to be looking, I'm going to go through each one of these picks, and let me move this off to the side right here so that you can see the picks, and then you'll be able to see the chart. And we can actually drag this a little bit to the right so that we can see the full chart. And let's get the custom search back up here. Let's click through and see what we've got. ACB. I looked at this stock. This is a cannabis stock in Canada. Downward sloping trend line right here. Violated on the upside after earnings. Nice. Closes on its high of the day. Still in a pretty heavy downtrend here. I would day trade this, but I probably would not swing trade this yet. I need to see that there's some kind of follow through here. Probably a short covering bounce at very least. CGC, I know that is another cannabis stock, so you're seeing some strength in that as well. This space has been heavily beaten down. I've got to see at least a couple of days of follow through before I can get behind this. Otherwise, I would suspect that this is just some kind of short covering bounce. So just based off the technical pattern that I see right here, not really what I'm looking for. I would prefer to see something like this. It's got a spike up, it comes back and tests the low, and now it keeps grinding higher. So I want to see some good momentum. CHK is another one on the list. Nasty. I would not going to be bottom fishing on something that looks like this. DBX. That's pretty nice. Here's what I like about it. I like the fact that it's got this upward sloping trend line. We've got it breaking out through horizontal resistance. There's your earnings. So it breaks out, closes on its high, stock comes back in and checks that breakout right there. Couple of long tails under body. Stock is higher on Friday. I like that, and I like it around the $21 level. So I'm going to click trade so that we can take a look at some of these option chains and see where those options might come into play. I don't want to go much past May 22nd. I know that we've got that holiday coming in, so I would do May 22nd or May 29th, but I'm going to keep my trades inside of that 2-week window. Why, Pete? Why are you doing that? Two reasons. One is that I don't want to have a lot of long-term risk exposure while the market's trying to find some clarity. If there's some news that comes out in the next couple of weeks and it looks like consumers are really shutting down, that's a problem. If it looks like companies are really struggling to reopen and that the business is not there, that's a problem. I don't want to get caught off guard. The other reason that I want to stay 2 weeks or less is that I want to take advantage of that accelerated time premium decay. So if I draw a line here on that horizontal support level, I think that that $21 support level should hold right here. That's the premise of the trade. The other premise of the trade is that the market won't throw me any curveballs right now. It should stay within that range. And I've got 50 cents between the strike prices here. I would be able to sell the $21 put, buy the 21.50 put, and do that for a 10-cent credit. That works for me because if I've got 50 cents between the strike prices, I need to get a 10-cent credit. If this option spread expires, that will generate a 25% return based on the margin that I had to put up for that trade. Pretty close to the money, but I don't see this stock really moving a lot. And this, mind you, would be a spread that would expire in 5 days. So I think Monday we're going to need to see the stock pull back just a touch to be able to get this price, but it should be there because there's going to be some time decay over the weekend. So DBX, right out of the gate, that easy. Do you see how quick it was for us to find that trade? So let's take a look at Disney. I'm not seeing anything that I really like in Disney because there's no upward momentum. You can see this horizontal support line right here. And I think Disney is going to struggle to reopen. So I'm going to put a GTC alert line. If you see something really good, then draw an alert line. I'm going to click there. I'm going to click there. So there's my alert line. If the stock happens to fall through it, then I'm going to get a downside alert. Could set up to be a nice short. As I'm doing my research, I'm always looking to drop these alert lines because one day I'm going to come in and on a silver platter, I'm going to have a ton of pop-ups coming up on my screen, and every one of those has the potential to be a really good trade. GOLD, gold stocks have been absolutely on fire. This stock is starting to compress near its high, has a chance to break out. Would I sell a $24 bullish put spread? Possibly. Stock looks really strong in here. Probably go with a 24.50, 24. Not my favorite though, because I don't have the momentum in this stock that I would be looking for. Could I find other better gold stocks? Yes, probably. Earnings here. JD, you can see that earnings were before the open on Friday. Stock gapped to a new relative high, closed on its high of the day. What could we find here to lean on that would give us some distance? You can see the stock is pretty choppy in here. I would have to probably go down to this $47 strike, come inside of that breakout just a little bit to give me a little extra cushion. And we could take a look at that. Because it's so choppy, it's not one of my favorite picks, so I'm going to take a pass on it. But I think JD certainly looks good. I like the breakout. Everything looks decent with it. But I'm looking for something really nice to be able to do on Monday. Upward sloping trend line on LOW. Let's put up some 100-day and 200-day moving averages so that we can see where those come into play. And you can see how the stock was able to close above both major moving averages, so that's nice. I don't have quite the momentum that I'm looking for, so I'm going to take a pass on LOW. I've got NET. This is a nice horizontal breakout right here. These long tails are a sign that this stock does move around. Pretty dang choppy, and you can see that here. Lots of gaps, lots of long tails. That right off the bat tells me I probably don't want to be trading it, but it could be a good day trading consideration here. This 2650 horizontal resistance level is now support, and I would certainly key off of that. NVAX, super, super hot stock. Look at that earnings after the close. Huge, huge gap up. It has been able to hold the gap. So if you're really aggressive, I think that that $36 support level holds right there. I'm going to double click because I want to draw a horizontal line. So I don't need an upward sloping line. I could certainly drop one like that. but I'm just going to double click on it because if it breaks this line, I want to know about it because then I know it's filling in that gap and it may have more room to come in. But right now, I've got to tell you, with it closing near its high on Friday, let's take a look at that 5-minute chart. Pretty nice. You can see how it really moved higher all day. Had this blow off right here. That was a climax. Pulled back, checked support. Yes, support was there. Had a nice close to the day. So let's put up the option chain. Let's see what we can get here. We're going to have to be looking pretty far out of the money on this one because I want to stay just below that support level. And I think it came into play around $36. So if I click on the 36 bid and the $35 offer, so $36 strike price, you can see that the spread is a negative 30 cents bid offered at 70 cents. I would need to get at least 20 cents for this spread. And given that the ask is 70, I might be able to get a 20-cent credit on this. This is a volatile stock, so it moves around. I like it though. I think that this has got a lot of premium in it. Let's go back to that chart. You can see that $36 horizontal line right there. That would also be your stop out point. If the stock pulls below it, you've got to get out of that spread, but you've only got 5 days to go. So I like it. Selling the $36 put, buying the $35 put, doing that for a 20-cent credit. Yeah, that looks nice. So let's keep going. Let's see what else we can find. We're on a roll here. We've already got two really nice ones that I like so far. Nvidia, beautiful. Look at this nice horizontal breakout right here. You can see that the stock tried to check that bid and try to check that breakout. Couple of long tails under body on Friday. Whoosh, right through. So I can look at this and know that that 307.50 level is pretty dang good. The low of the day right there is 303.79. So this stock does move around, but I like this strength. You can see the upward momentum that it's got. Let's take a look at the open right here. And that was, the close is what I'm interested, 314.70. So we've got nice support around that 315 level. Boy, if we could go down to that 307 level, I'd feel even better about it. Let's bring up that option chain and see what those options look like. And we're going to go down to the 307, see if there's anything there. And the blue dotted line, the red dotted line is a 1 standard deviation move. And the blue dotted line is a 2 standard deviation move. So we could take a lot of comfort being 2 standard deviations out. But you can see that the bid-ask spread on Nvidia is quite wide. So I don't know that we're going to be able to go down this far and get any decent kind of credit. You can see it's a negative 75 cents bid offered at $1.10. If you middled that, it would probably be somewhere around the 20-cent credit range. I don't know that you're going to get that without any kind of pullback in the stock, but if there's any pullback in the market or Nvidia Monday morning, I would certainly look to do this trade. Put you right down in here around the 307.50 level. It's below that horizontal resistance point right there. I think this is a really nice trade. If you can get that done, I like it. If you're a little bit more aggressive and maybe you feel comfortable coming in here and trying to sell maybe a 310, there I think you've got a better chance of getting filled. So we're going to click these off and I'm going to come in here on a 310, 307.50. There you can see that spread is a negative 15-cent bid offered at $1.65. This has 2.5 points between the strike prices, so I need to get a 50-cent credit for that. I think that's pretty doable. So, and I'm not sure if I mentioned the credit that I'm looking here. I need to get a 50-cent credit. If I'm selling the 307.50s, buying the 305s, I need to get a 50-cent credit for that spread. I just don't feel that it's there, but the 310, 307.50, that might be there for a 50-cent credit. More importantly, Nvidia looks really, really good. I'm going to be watching it for day trading opportunities on Monday. I love that breakout through horizontal resistance. I love the strength in the stock. Let's see how it finished Friday. Oh, beautiful. This actually would have been a nice option lottery trade on Friday. You can see how in the last hour of trading, it just blew up. Big volume. But you had to pretty much be in here because once it made that move, you're not going to be reaching and reaching that close to expiration. But really, really nice price movement in Nvidia. So let's keep going. Let's see what else we've got. Oracle, take a look at that. And you can see how Oracle, nice throughout the course of the day, and then this. Oracle is a really choppy stock. It's not one of my favorites to trade for this reason. Look at that. Just all over the board between these two major moving averages, and it doesn't have a lot of premium, so you have to stay close to the money on this one. So, nah, I'm not going to trade that. Penn is a gaming stock. You can see big resistance right up here that it's got to get through. Vegas is going to be reopening. A lot of the casinos nationwide are starting to open, so it's a stock to watch. But even if it gets through this high right here, which I can take my GTC alert line and drop it right there, even if I get an alert on it, it's still got to get through this major moving average and this one. So the upside to me is very, very limited right now. What I can also do, though, and perhaps it's more interesting to me, is to drop that line. And that's going to continue to extend out. If the stock drops below that upward sloping trend line, perhaps the casinos aren't opening as fast as they should be. Perhaps people aren't wanting to gamble like they should. That would be a better short to me than a long, just because of how it sets up technically. So let's go in and take a look, see what else we've got cooking here. Got a few more stocks to go through. SFIX, tongue twister. You can see how it is filled in that gap right there, and it is through the major moving averages. I don't like the fact that it's got a long tail above body right here, but it still did put in a very, very good day, and it was able to close above that 200-day moving average. So I wouldn't trade it. Let's take a look at that M5. You can see how it pulled back pretty sharply on the close, probably just got ahead of itself. So not my favorite chart. Worth watching on Monday to see if there's some follow through buying in it. I certainly like this. I think it might be getting a little bit ahead of itself right here. SLV, big breakout right now in silver and gold, and you can see how it's above the 100-day moving average, but it's got a lot of resistance here at the 200-day moving average, so it's still got to get through that, and it's only shown me one day that it's been able to hold that 100-day moving average. If I get a couple of other days where it can stay above it, then perhaps this is support. Got that horizontal resistance line that the stock has been able to stay above, then perhaps there's a trade in there, but not the way it stands right now. SQ, really nice strength. You can see earnings after the close right here. Nice support on those major moving averages right there. I don't know that we're going to get a lot of premium for this week, so we might have to go out to the May 29th expiration date, but really nice technical formation here. Lots of nice upward momentum to it. So let's take a look, see what we've got there. And I'm going to click on the May 29th because we're going to have to go further out of the money. The stock is at $80. For me to expect to get any kind of premium, $10 out of the money with 5 days left, not going to happen. But I might be able to get something decent if I go out 2 weeks. And so we're going to go down to that $69 strike and the $68 strike, and that puts us right below here and right below where the earnings announcement came out, and we should have support at that level from these major moving averages as well. And here you can see that that spread is 2 cents, negative 2 cents bid, offered at 13 cents. So there's not a lot of premium in it. I'm going to have a stock pull back in order to get the 20 cents that I want for this. 20 cents because there's $1 between the strike prices. So I really like SQ. Sets up very, very well. But I've got a couple of other trades that I like better. So I'm going to take a pass on it. But I am going to be looking for an opportunity to sell some premium on this because I like the upward momentum. So what am I going to do with that? So I can come in here and I can click on that and I can click on that. And now I've got an upward sloping trend line. If the stock, it's going to continue to extend up. If the stock pulls back just a little bit, I should get an alert. I get that alert. I'm going to know that, hey, this spread might be coming into play right here off of these major moving averages. So that's how I'll identify an opportunity in the future. So let's keep looking, but really nice stock. WIX be the final one here, and beautiful horizontal breakout. Look at this strength. Long green candles, there's your earnings before the open on Thursday. Closes near the high, follow through. This stock has a full head of steam, lots of volume. Love it. This stock is definitely one that I want to be watching on Monday. Really good possible day trading opportunities on that. You can see the strength here. It holds all the gains, has a little bit of a rally into the close on Friday. Going to have to go way too far out of the money on this one to have any attractive put credit spreads. At least that's my suspicion. I'm going to be looking to leverage that 170-250 level right there. So that was the low from Thursday. That was also the previous horizontal resistance right in there. So let's bring up that option chain, see what we've got. Maybe there's a 170-250. Already we're limited here because you can see that there are only monthly options here. So that also tells me that the options may not be that liquid, but if I can get the price I want, I will be all right with it. So I may have to come in here at the $70 strike, which is okay. So if I sold the 170s and I bought the 165s, that's $5 between the strike prices. I need to get $1 for this. And you can see that that spread is 10-cent bid, offered at 225. So $1, quite possible. Quite possible. So I'm going to be watching this one on Monday, but simply because I'm locked into having to trade monthly options, that puts me out into June, 4 weeks from now. As I'd mentioned to you, I want to be able to sell spreads that expire in 2 weeks or less because I can continually evaluate market conditions. I can look for that short-term momentum. For that reason alone, I would say that WIX probably not going to be a candidate for me. Not right now, not given my market bias. But overall, I think that there will be some really nice day trading opportunities on that stock. So let's recap here very quickly. And this is the search that I used. So easy. The possibilities are limitless using the custom search engine. You can search for stocks that have just recently reported earnings. You can search for stocks that are about to announce earnings. You can look for momentum. You can look for buy signals from our trading system, strength versus the market, heavy volume, everything. All of these criteria are available to you to search. So our results yielded some really nice stocks. ACB, CGC are cannabis stocks, possible short covering rally. CHK really been hit hard. Bottom fisher, not interested. Bankruptcy likely. DBX looked really good. So we're going to click on that one. Remember, there we're trying to sell this $21 put and buy the 2050s and do that for a 10-cent credit. I hear oftentimes, why would I want to sell a spread for 10 cents? I mean, seriously, is there anything in this for me for 10 cents? Yeah, of course there is. If you've got to put up 40 cents on a 10 lot, that's $400. But you stand to make $100 on it. So that works perfectly fine for me. I do not have a problem with that at all. If you want to scale up and you want to do more size on it and you wanted to risk $4,000 on that trade, you would stand and make $1,000 on that trade. As long as the probability is there, I'm fine with it. And this stock has the liquidity. You should be able to get 100 lot done without much of a problem. I do like that DBX trade. I like the fact that it's been able to rally after earnings and that it's starting to challenge this all-time high right in here. So that was the one that I really liked. And the other one that I liked as well was Nvidia. I think that sets up really, really well. Love the strength. Love that action on Friday. It also has excellent option implied volatilities. I'd be looking to sell that 307.50 put by the 305 put. Might need a little bit of a pullback in the stock, and I might get one Monday morning after a big run like that on Friday. I would not be surprised to see that stock come in maybe $4 or $5 early Monday morning, and that might be just enough for me to get filled on that spread. So this is a super easy search to run. We had a lot of other nice candidates that set up. JD looked really good. NET looked good. NVAX looked excellent. And actually, that was one that I think we also considered for a spread. And that one we were using that $36 strike price, the $35. 36, 35, bullish put spread, 20 cents. I think that might be attainable also. That was another one. We had so many candidates right in here that had nice, strong technicals. That's how we do it. That's what Option Stalker is. So if you're an end of day trader, there's a version of Option Stalker that you can use for end of day analysis. It's only $499 a year. What I've just shown you, though, uses Option Stalker Pro, and Option Stalker Pro also includes our chat room. If you're a day trader, it is a must. You're going to have lots of great trades coming through in our chat room, and then you'll have all of the other shorter time frames. Plus, we've got some fantastic day trading searches that are available to you as well. That concludes the presentation for tonight. I've given you some really nice stocks to take a look at for Monday morning before the open. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that I'm doing something right. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. That way you're always notified when I post these videos. Promise you, I'll always have some actionable trades in them, and I'll try and put as much educational content in there as I can. That's it. Let's see what happens Monday morning, giving you some nice trades to take a look at. We'll see you then. Bye now. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.